Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I've got an exciting video for you on how to do and build a mental diet that is going to set you up for some major success. Just before I dive into that, guys, I have a course out, Create the Relationship You Love. So the link is in the description below. And yeah, and just before I dive into this great video, guys, we're having a contest. When we get to 100,000 subscribers, we are giving 3 separate people 1 session each with the coach of their choice. All you need to do to enter is make sure you're subscribed, share our videos, and comment what have you manifested using the law of attraction. Let's share some hope with each other. So let's dive right into this, how to build and do a mental diet properly. Now, I've had so much success from mental diet. And the reason why a mental diet is so incredibly important is because everyone is you pushed out. Okay. This is just how the law of assumption. This is just how quantum physics works. Okay. So basically, your thoughts are constantly projecting out to everybody in the world. Okay. And they are just picking up, they're just receiving towers of your thoughts. Okay. So a little mini success story this morning, as I was going in downstairs into the living room, I saw Andrew there and I was thinking, oh, I want a huggies. Like, I want a hug. I got to go to work. And then all of a sudden I didn't say anything. I just looked at him and he was like, do I get a huggies? And I was like, of course you do. And I was just like to him, get out of my head. He's like, no, you get out of my head. So, you know, everybody's constantly thinking what you're thinking. This is why a mental diet is so important. And this is why when you apply a really good mental diet, you get serious results and you get results quickly. Okay. And the thing is, right, is sure, you know what, you can set an alarm and do your intentions 3 times a day. That's great and all, but it's in those middle parts of the day that you really need to be on top of your thoughts. Because if you're just, you know, focusing on what you want 3 times a day, but then thinking negative about the situation the remainder of the day, you're really just going to be treading water and you're probably not going to get a lot of movement because all your thoughts are going to manifest at some point in your reality. Okay. And the trick here is not to make the thoughts that you don't want showing up a big deal. Okay. So how do you actually do a really good, solid mental diet to get serious results? Okay, first of all, you need to get clear on what you want. Okay, why do you need to get clear on what you want? Is because a thought is either going to allow you and to, you know, bring into your reality what you want, or it's going to block you from what you want. So a block or a limiting belief is only a block or a limiting belief in relation to what you want. So let's say I've got the thought that Jerry doesn't like me, but I don't care. I don't want a relationship or a friendship with him anyway. So thinking Jerry doesn't like me doesn't matter because it's not a block. It's not a limiting belief because I don't even want to be friends with him anyway. Okay. And so now let's say I did want to be friends with Jerry, okay, and I had the belief that he didn't want to talk to me or anything like that, then that now becomes a block. So you want to get crystal clear on what you want. What do you want? Once you get clear on what you want, write out your list of complaints, no matter how silly they seem to be, okay? And it's very important that we just acknowledge them. We're not dwelling on them, we're acknowledging them, because those negative thoughts, when you make a declaration and say, I'm clear, this is what I want, your subconscious mind is going to say, okay, you need to change this thought, this thought, this thought, this thought. And you're either going to think them or the other person's going to reflect them back. Okay. So for example, when I first wanted to move in with Andrew, I had this story that, you know, guys that were previously married and divorced didn't want to have a committed relationship. So when I sat down to have the relationship talk with him, because I wanted to know what my blocks were, I said, I want to move in with you. Why don't you want to move in with me? And he was like, because I've been divorced previously and I don't want to be in a committed relationship. And I was like, oh, okay, that's it right there. So then all of a sudden I took that and I said, thank you for showing me that subconscious mind. And I turned around and started creating that, you know what, Andrew was over his baggage and he's ready to be in another committed relationship and he's ready to move in with me and he's ready to marry me. Okay. So this is why it's so important. So, you know, get your list of complaints out, okay? Write them down, okay? Take some time and write them down no matter how silly they may be. Now, we're not going to stop there though, okay? You've got to take it to the next step. What's the next step? This is the most important part. This is what you're building is your mental diet, okay? You're going to take each one of those complaints and you're going to cross them out one by one and change them to what you actually want, okay? So if one of them is he doesn't make me a priority, you're going to cross that out and say he always makes me a priority. Okay, and this could be on any subject, okay? I'm just using relationships as an example, okay? And Once you have that new list of intentions, okay, you want to read them through a few times, okay? Because when you first start a mental diet on anything and you try to change your thinking, you're going to get a bit of static. It's probably going to hurt a little bit because you're actually rewiring your neurons in your brain, okay? So read them through a few times. And what I like to do is I like to create a mantra. Okay. So I'll create a mantra with my three biggest ones. Okay. So like using the example of Andrew and his baggage. Okay. So some of my complaints were is I'm not good enough. He had baggage and didn't want to move in with me. So I created my mantra and I stuck on this for like 5 days and changed it around. I said, I intend that Andrew's over his baggage and ready to move in with me because I'm good enough. Okay. Because those 3 points basically hit my 3 major pain points. Okay. So you can create a mantra or even, keep that list of intentions and read it through a few times a day. That's why when you're going throughout your day, okay, and say you have a negative thought, you have a go-to list, you've practiced it. And pretty soon those intentions will become so fluid and so easy and so natural to you. And once you get to that point where you're feeling neutral, you're going to start to see the shift. That's the other thing. How do you know if you're doing your mental diet correctly? Well, you're going to know that you're doing your mental diet correctly is because you're going to feel neutral or good. Okay. So if you have any anxiety or any sort of negative feeling about it, then you know that you're missing some thoughts and you're going to want to dig those thoughts out and find out what they are. So as you evolve in your mental diet, okay, you may notice that you need to adjust and change your intentions, okay, because as your beliefs start to shift, your thoughts are going to start to shift as well. Okay. So what you want to do throughout the day is you want to start catching your thoughts. Okay. Start listening to yourself, start becoming aware. And also when you're interacting, say with the person or the thing, or, whatever you're trying to manifest, pay special attention to things that they say to you that you don't like. And instead of reacting, just say thank you. And because you created it, and then in your mind, change that to what you actually want and add that into your intentions. Okay. So, it's really important to be on top of your thoughts throughout the day because everyone is you pushed out and things can change this way, that way, this way, that way, depending on how your mental diet's going. But I think the most important thing here is not to make the negative thoughts a big deal. I say to my negative thoughts, thank you for coming. Now I know what to work on. And then I go straight to what I actually want. Okay. And not beat myself up thinking that these negative thoughts are the end all be all. Okay. The other thing, right, is you also want to watch your mental diet when you're thinking about the law of attraction or the law of assumption. You don't want to say things like, oh, this isn't working. You got to say, no, this is working and I always get what I want. So you have to be on top of all of the thoughts that pertain to your situation. Okay. Even those little thoughts about if the law of attraction or law of assumption is working, if you're doing it right, you have to say, no, I'm doing it right. Because honestly, if you say you're doing it right, you're doing it right. If you say you're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong. So don't let the knowledge of the law of attraction / law of assumption, mess you up. Okay. Like, you've got to be on top of those thoughts as well, going, nope, this is going to work. I know this works. It always works in my life. I always get what I want. Okay. So you do need to add some things like that in there as well. So that's the basic structure on how to create amazing mental diet. And guys, if you would like any help with your mental diets, you could definitely sign up for coaching with the wonderful team of coaches here. We've got some coaches having a sale and they're all amazing and they're going to be able to help you, as well as in my course. We do actually go through on how you can, specifically make a great mental diet and mantra for your relationship. So it's great for if you're in a current relationship or you're trying to get someone back, or, it's if for anybody that you have a specific person in your life that you're trying to change the relationship, whether it be a mother, a dad, a sister, brother, a friend, or even a relationship, a crush, or getting an ex back. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.